thought I'd give you a little introduction on being able to use your iPhone to make observations on iNaturalist, and that'll allow you to participate in the backyard challenge. It'll be Friday through Monday of this week. The backyard challenge is just an alteration of the City Nature Challenge, which is a competition between cities all over the world documenting biodiversity in their urban areas. So today we'll go through and I'm going to show you how to use your iPhone to make observations on iNaturalist. I'm assuming that you've downloaded the app and you set up an account. I think setting up an account is really easy these days. If you have a Gmail address or a Facebook account, I mean, it's 1-2 clicks and you're done. So I assume you've already done that. All the pictures here will be all from an iPhone and not from Android, but Android is very similar to this. I mean, there are a few little differences, a plus sign instead of a camera icon. I think some of the things are organized a little bit differently, but it's basically the same. But let's go ahead and make our first observation. To do that, you start iNaturalist app. It starts up really quickly. To make an observation, you go ahead and hit the phone, the camera icon on the bottom of the page. And I've been in the yard here looking for possible subjects, and I've noticed this little kind of like, I think it's probably a mealybug. I'm not sure. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll zoom the camera a little bit. And to do that, you just put your 2 fingers on the screen and you pull them apart, and that creates a little zoom. Now, to be able to stabilize things, you know, it's kind of windy and I shake a lot, so sorry about that from you watching the other part of the video. But what I'll do is I'll hold the bud in my hand, and then what I'll do is I'll put the phone against my wrist. So you see here, it's nice and stable, and I'll take a picture. Now, a lot of times, particularly insects and other things, you might want to take a second photograph. If you take a picture of a plant, definitely take a picture of the leaves, the whole plant, and all that, because that'll help people identify it for you if you have a question. And so what I'll do to be able to take a second photograph is, by that photo you took on the screen here, there's a little box with a plus sign on it. You touch that, and it activates the camera again. So I'll do a little bit of a zoom again. And what I'll do is I'll go back to this little mealybug and I'll twist the bud and get the profile, the side view of this little bug. And you move around a little bit and it'll get into focus. Here it is. Take that photograph. So now I've taken 2 photographs, hit next, and it takes me to the entry on the app. So we start off on the top. You have 2 photographs. The next thing it says, what did you see? So I just touch that. And by touching that, it activates the computer vision. And computer vision is this sort of artificial intelligence-like thing that they've gone through with all the observations in iNaturalist. They continually train it to be able to identify creatures for you. And here in this case, you see, while as I was explaining this, it came up with mealybugs. It's a family of insects, and we're going to accept that. Now, if you want to write a note, I'll write a little note. I misspelled it. I can't really see it that well. Okay, next thing is you see the date and time. That's there. And the next thing you see is my address. Now, since this is my home, I might not want the world to know about it. And iNaturalist has thought about that. And so they have this geoprivacy. So I touch geoprivacy, and it comes up with one of these little sort of kind of rolling menus here, and there are 3 options. One of which is open. Open means anyone on iNaturalist can look at it and see where the location is. The second one down the list is obscured, and obscured means it's obscured where for anybody looking at it except you and administrators of any projects you have joined. So if my yard was in somebody's project, and they had an administrator, they'd be able to see where I was when I took this photograph. Also, scientists downloading this can potentially find the geographic location as well. So, but if you don't want anybody to ever know where this is, you put it in private. If you make it private, it can't be, I think it winds up not ever being a research grade observation. Let's put it on obscured and hit done. The next item on the list is captive and cultivated. Well, This is a wild insect or larvae or whatever, so I don't think it's not going to be captured or cultivated. It says no, so I'll leave it at that. Now projects, any project you've joined, if you touch projects, it'll give you the complete list of all the projects you've joined, and I've joined quite a few of them over time. What I'll do here is I will go ahead and just put it in the All Texas Nature. So I'll put it in there, hit the little back arrow to go back. So now let's go back through this observation. So you have 2 photographs, an identification, a time and date, a location that's obscured, a note saying it's not cultivated, and it got entered into a project. So I just hit save. So now that's been saved. And here's the point where I realize that my iNaturalist account is not set up as a default kind of account. Many of you, whenever you do this, that bottom line would not have said save, it would have said upload. And if it says upload, it automatically, as soon as you hit that upload button, it uploads and it goes through. And if you're out in the prairie somewhere where your data connection isn't very good, it may slow down your phone. You might not be able to make another observation. So I put it on not to automatically upload. And to be able to make that setting, you touch the little gear icon on the top, and you see partway down here it says automatic upload, and I've turned it off. You see it's no longer green. So I would recommend everybody doing that, because you don't want to. You want to control. I always want to control when data gets used on my phone. So here it is. That's there. So just to go back, and here it is. We can do that. Now let's go ahead and do something a little different. Let's make another observation. So here I am. There's this nice little rough coneflower here. It's been cultivated in my yard for a number of years. So I'll go ahead and hit the observation here, and I will take a photograph of it. So I took a single photograph of it. I hit next, and what I'll do is I'll touch it. And since I've done this before, I know it's not going to identify it as a rough coneflower, but as a sunflower. It's definitely not purple coneflower, gray coneflower, any of these. I've already gone to the list in the past. It's not those. So what I'll do is I'll hit sunflowers, identify as that. If I want to write a note, I can write a note. The time and date is here. The location is here. For geoprivacy, I'm going to put it obscured again because it's in my yard. And now cultivated, captive and cultivated. Well, it's cultivated, so I'm going to go ahead and put yes. So then I'll put done. So now we go through this observation. Before I hit save, I see a single photograph, I see an ID, I see a time, date, I see a location that's obscured, I see this cultivated. So hit save. So now I've gone through and made 2 observations, and if I want to go ahead and let the iNaturalist website see these observations, I just go ahead and hit the upload button. And now the data is uploading. These pictures are uploading. It takes maybe half a minute to upload, something like that. It'll upload, and it'll be iNaturalist. So, and anybody can see that you have observed these things. And so it can be used in citizen science projects, and it's kind of fun to do. And if you do it this weekend, Friday through Monday, it'll automatically be entered in the backyard challenge, I think is what they're calling it. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what people document in their yards on those 4 days, in very close locations. Because a number of us drive many miles during City Nature Challenge to observe things, and we normally don't observe things in our own yard. So I'll be very curious to see what people do. And you'll be able to go to the Texas City Nature Challenge pages on iNaturalist, and you'll be able to see what people saw. And it'll be really fun to see what people are seeing, and it'll be a nice, safe way to sort of get out in nature, enjoy things, maybe contribute to citizen science, and just relax in a safe way. So, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through email or whatever. You can instant message me through Facebook or Instagram or something like that. If you want to ask me questions, feel free, and I'm here to help you out. And I hope that you guys go out and participate and spend some time documenting your backyard nature. Thank you for your time.